Today's video is all about covering my productivity system. As a freelance photographer, videographer, and someone who dabbles in quite a few different things, it can be really challenging to stay on task and organized. You may be someone who faces similar challenges if you have a ton of projects, several different clients, or you work on different business ventures, whether you're just doing photography, videography, graphic design, web design, and trying to improve your efficiency while staying organized and feeling accomplished at the end of the day. So in this video, I want to break down the things I do daily to achieve the milestones that I set for myself, as well as staying organized and on task every day. So first and foremost is goal setting. And as simple as that sounds, many people, especially creative freelancers, have challenges getting that right. They might not be sure where they're going, what they want to accomplish, and that's okay. I've been in that same position. But what you have to try to do is set any goal. Think about what you want to accomplish, and it can be almost unrealistic in a way, but put something down on paper that you're trying to shoot for. If you search the internet or dig deep enough on YouTube, you'll see people telling you to have 1-year goals, 5-year goals, 10-year goals, 20-year goals. Don't get me wrong, I think it's great to have long-term goals, but I also think it's a bit unrealistic at times to have a 10-year goal because we're human. Things change, priorities shift, stuff happens in our life that might change our path. So what I try to do is have a few 1-year goals and then work backwards from there and have 3 to 6 month goals. So for example, a few 3-month goals for me could be get 5,000 YouTube subscribers, get 1,000 signups in my newsletter, get 5 new clients. Setting those 1-year goals and working backwards in quarters or 6-month increments allows you to really focus your attention on your weekly and daily tasks. If I want 5,000 subscribers in 3 months, hey Siri, what is 5,000 divided by 3?
5,000 divided by 3 is approximately 1,666.6666.
You need roughly 1,600 to 1,700 subscribers per month to reach your 3-month goal. So how do I get 1,700 subscribers a month? I need to create weekly content, whether that's 1 or 2 long-form videos. And given the fact that YouTube Shorts are really important now, I would say I have to create at least 3 to 4, if not daily shorts every week. If I want to increase newsletter signups, how do I do that weekly? If I want to increase clients, how do I do that weekly? And so forth. As someone who dabbles in a lot of different things, many of you know me as a freelance videographer and photographer. I'm helping build a fitness app for my girlfriend's coaching business. I co-own a clothing brand with a friend of mine and helping another friend build his YouTube channel and build up his podcast, all while trying to create and share my own YouTube content and build a newsletter and a blog that further helps support creators learning how to use a camera and get the most out of their creative business. So what I noticed is I began to get really stressed and anxious because I was having trouble moving the needle forward on each one of those projects. This is why I took a step back and went for only 3 to 6 month goals. I needed to have something objective that I could accomplish every week and every day. Which brings me to the next tool that I use to keep myself on task and organized, and that is Google Calendars. Famous author William Faulkner once said, "I only write when inspiration strikes. Fortunately, it strikes at 9 every morning." I love that quote because he isn't waiting around for something to inspire him to write. He has a schedule, and at 9 a.m. every day, he sits down and he writes. He may not be inspired, right? You and I aren't always inspired to create video content or photo content, but at the same time, if you sit down and focus your attention only on that task at a specific time, in a specific location, that's gonna help you complete that task or project and move the needle forward. I've seen there's 2 types of time blocks that people like to use. It's either day blocking or time blocking. Day blocking is where you work on a specific project that day. Let's say I use Monday to film my YouTube videos, Tuesday to do my client work, Wednesday to do the clothing brand, versus time blocking, which is setting up each specific hour of the day to complete tasks and projects. Personally, I prefer time blocking over day blocking because I'm someone who needs a stricter schedule. Not because anybody told me to, it's just the way that works for me. I just need to be told what to do or tell myself what to do. It helps me stay organized in 2 ways. I get all of the work projects done that I need to focus on, and then it helps me turn work mode off and personal life on. If you're anything like me and you love to work and just do a bunch of shit, it's really hard to stop, right? And you get in a groove and you get in a flow state and you don't want to stop, but at the same time, it's good for you to. Setting those time blocks in my personal life, whether it's going to the gym, taking a walk, going on a date, that really helps me stay aligned with my overall goals because it's not just about professional goals, it's about making yourself better overall. The next thing that helps me stay on task is a proper project management tool. This helps me track my projects, control my daily tasks, due dates, reminders, notes, all of it. What works best for me is Notion. If you were to Google what is the best project management tool, you see Asana, Trello, Monday.com, ClickUp, Notion, and I've tried all of them. Initially, I was actually afraid of Notion because if you YouTube how to use Notion or how to set up a Notion planner, it's very overwhelming because it's so customizable that there are guys like Thomas Frank who make a living off of creating Notion templates, and they're extremely complex, automated. They're incredible for someone who really needs that kind of system in their life, but I'm using it to a pretty basic level, and having that ability to customize dashboards and homepages really helps me stay aligned in categorizing my projects. I treat my Notion projects a lot like I treat my file system on my computer. Everything has a main category and subcategories. So for example, I myself am a main category, and I have YouTube videos, Instagram, social media, TikTok content, newsletters, blogs, all under my personal projects. Then I have a main client project and subcategories of each client and projects pertaining to them. It keeps my projects very organized and very simplified. My main Notion dashboard is called the Command Center, and all of the due dates assigned in each category and subcategory feeds into my weekly and my daily projects. So as you can tell, all of these systems are working together. We're using Notion to create tasks. We're setting due dates that jump into the Google Calendar so we know what we're doing every single day, every week, and all of those projects are mapping to our weekly, monthly, 3-month, and 6-month goals. Now, because you're someone who works on a lot of different things, you're likely someone who has a lot of different passwords. I've tried a few different password management tools before: 1Password, LastPass, Keeper. I landed on Keeper because LastPass's recovery was very difficult, and 1Password just didn't seem to work very well for me personally. They all do the same thing essentially, so it's just personal preference. I like Keeper, that's been my favorite. You can save all of your passwords, credit card information, bank information, and it's all encrypted, so it's completely safe. No one's getting into anything. So if you're a solopreneur like me, you always have trouble remembering the passwords to all your email accounts, your website accounts, or any of the softwares that you're using to manage your entire system, having a password management tool is an easy fix to not have to worry about remembering your passwords. Some of them also even remind you to change your password, and each of them have mobile apps, so you never have to worry about getting locked out of any of your accounts. It's just something simple that I think a lot of people should consider, because I always found myself losing passwords and having to reset them, or sometimes even getting locked out of accounts. The next thing that helps you really stay organized is having a proper file management system. I have 2 main ways that I organize projects, and that's in a working drive and an archive drive. My working drive is a small portable SSD between 2 and 5 terabytes that allows me to do projects on the go, whether on my iPad or on my computer. This is purely for projects that are actively being worked on or have been worked on in the last roughly 2 to 4 weeks. At the end of each month, I assess the projects in the working drive and move them to the archive drive and organize them based on year, month, and date. The archive drive is a larger 8 terabyte G drive that stays at the home office. And I can't reiterate enough how important it is to organize your files. You don't want to be the person who has a desktop home screen full of files where you can't find any project and you have stuff dated from 2018 to as far as yesterday. The easiest way to explain how I organize my files is like a family tree. You have a parent file, and then you have all of the child files beneath that. Similar to how I explained I organize my Notion dashboard, I use the same process with my file system. So recently I did a project for a client where I went to a fitness event, so the parent category is the client's name, the subcategory is the fitness event and the date, and then within that are subcategories of unedited footage, raw photo files, any sound effects, any music, any stock footage that I might use in the video, as well as any other content we got during that project. I've been using this process since as far as I can remember. I even used this for my college coursework. If it does get pretty extensive and deep, you do a lot of clicking and drilling down, but you can rest assured that you're not gonna lose files that are related to any projects, and you can archive them when you're done, and then you always have them as a backup. In addition to organizing my files, I have to make sure they're really clean, because as you know, if you edit a lot of photos and videos, you have cache files that just grow and grow and grow, and you never even knew they were there. Having a software like Clean My Mac that can help you find and identify old files, large files that you may not be using, is a really nice way to make sure you're not overloading your drives. Lastly, the thing that's been helping me the most from professional to personal work is optimizing my life with the focus modes on my iPhone. If you're not an iPhone user, I don't know if you have this feature. I'm assuming you do. It doesn't seem that revolutionary, but at the same time, it's been extremely helpful for avoiding distractions. I'm the type of person who really enjoys automating and systemizing my life to make things easier for me, so I set up my focus modes with a morning mode, a gym mode, a work mode, an evening mode, and a date mode. Each one of these allows me to control all of the distractions I may be tempted with throughout the day. So my morning mode is essentially a do not disturb. I found that if I set my morning up for success, I have less anxiety and stress throughout the day. I have it automatically turning on from when I wake up to when I start working. So I get no notifications from social media, text messages, phone calls, emails, whatever it is, any distractions that might stress me out or give me unnecessary anxiety in the morning. That way I can focus on myself, whether I'm running, reading, or just trying to get my mind right for the day. Then I have a work mode. So as I build my week and the time blocks throughout my week, I have the work mode turning on and off all day, so I have no distractions from things like Instagram or unnecessary emails, so I can focus on tasks and getting things done rather than getting distracted. I have a gym mode, again, turning off all distractions and having a custom home screen that only shows MyFitnessPal, weight tracking, food tracking, Spotify, anything that's gonna help me focus and achieve the goals I want in the gym. I have an evening mode, so when I'm wrapping up and I'm turning work off, I turn off all the distractions from work mode and get into evening mode so I can really wind down and set myself up for success the next day. And then I have a date mode. I think this is actually really important, turning off distractions and being present in the moment with your significant other, with your partner, or if you're out with friends, any of those kinds of things. Being present in the moment is really important nowadays, especially to me. And as I've gotten older, those relationships are extremely important. So having a date mode so you can not only turn off distractions, but have custom home pages. So if you want to have your camera at the ready, you can have Instagram at the ready to share your stories, but maybe turn notifications off so you aren't getting distracted and aren't being removed from that present moment. I know people are against phones tracking them, but I think you can even set it up to when you get to a certain location, turn a certain mode on. So if you put in the address of the gym, or it knows when you're getting to the gym, you can have gym mode turn on, and when you leave, it can turn off. Is that a little excessive? Probably, but at the same time, pretty cool. So these are the tools that I use to make sure my day is organized, efficient, and that I'm feeling positive about the things that I've accomplished throughout the day. As a solo business owner, a creative entrepreneur, or someone who just creates their own schedule, I know it can get really stressful and anxiety inducing when you don't feel like you're progressing, whether that's a personal goal or a professional goal. This is how I set up my system to make sure that I'm accomplishing those tasks and I'm accomplishing the things that I want to do in order to feel fulfilled and achieved every single day. And as I said earlier, working backwards, if you have a 1-year goal, even if you have a 10-year goal, work backwards, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, monthly, weekly, daily. And that's gonna help you achieve the things you want out of life. So I hope this has maybe helped you find a way to better organize your life, organize your professional work. If it has, let me know what you found the most interesting. And if it hasn't, let me know what you're doing. I always love to try new things and see if I can better optimize my day-to-day. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. As always, I'll see you in the next one.